Dope Field G's, and welcome back to another episode of Luke G's Field Review with the podcast show. So before I even get into this thing, let me first just let everyone know that DoseOfDion reached out to me, wanted me to help him let his subscribers know that he was hacked. Now, he has a video out about it, explaining what went down, but nonetheless, the DoseOfDion channel was hacked. You will notice that the name is different, the backdrop is different, everything is different. You will notice that he has not posted in a while. Let me think, what am I forgetting? Oh, and you will notice that the comment section is disabled. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, in this video, I'm going to link his new channel, because that young man worked to get to 3,000, and I think that is ridiculous that what happened to him had to happen. So if you are my subscribers, please go over there and subscribe to his new channel, DoseOfDion 2.0. Again, that's DoseOfDion 2.0. It will be linked in the description. Now, this podcast is going to have a little bit of happiness. It's going to have a little bit of ranting and a little bit of frustration, but a whole lot of I told you so's. Let's start off with the journey of one Michael Roberts, tight end out of Toledo, that the Lions drafted 2 years ago. Okay. He went from being drafted in the 4th round 2 years ago to being traded to the New England Patriots for a 7th round pick, to then having failed a physical with the New England Patriots and having the trade be rescinded, where they send the player back to the team that he came from and take back their pick. And then he go from that to being cut. And from being cut to being picked up by the Green Bay Packers. So what does this mean for Michael Roberts? Well, go and look at the Green Bay Packers roster. It's probably a good chance he don't make that roster. Nonetheless, I'm happy he getting the opportunity. Okay? Sometimes change of scenery can do that for you. Okay? Now, what is my thoughts on that? I'm not shocked. The moment that they even went out and got TJ Hawkinson, they went out and they got Jesse James, and then they drafted the guy in the 7th round who I knew had been here twice, and he met with the Lions at the pro day, Isaac Nada out of Georgia. I knew the writing was on the wall for him. I knew that there was a good chance they was going to still carry 4 tight ends, but I figured he was going to probably be one of them, if not on the bubble. No shocker there. Now, people, y'all, this next thing right here, people, is something that I feel like I need to do. Let me take a breath. For all you Matthew Stafford haters, for all you naysayers who talk about the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, let me just give you this little bit right here. The Detroit Lions, in their attempt to defend Matthew Stafford, come out and say Stafford was playing with broken bones in his back last season. Let me let that sink into you people. Because some of y'all think I'm going to come on here and use that as an excuse. Nope. Not using that as an excuse. Some of y'all going to think that I'm about to use this as a way of showing you why the Detroit Lions finished the way they finished last season. Nope. Not going to do that. Some of y'all is going to say, watch Luke G put on his slappy pants. Nope. What Luke G gonna do is is talk about the thing that's going to upset him the most, what frustrates him the most, what makes him mad the most. A few months back, Luke G did a video where there was an interview with Joey Harrington being told by coaches from the Detroit Lions to not audible. That's right. He was told not to audible. And I have said in many, many videos that the problem with the Detroit Lions is not the quarterback, but the organization as a whole. Let me be clear, people. This gonna come off a little bit like a rant. I'm gonna try to keep it cool. Can somebody please help me understand why on God's green earth, if this man had broken bones in his back, why would the Detroit Lions allow this man to keep playing? Take a second to think about that, people. I know for some of you, this is hard to comprehend. This is some complex stuff going on, but it's real simple for me. Take a second to think about this. The man played last year with broken bones in his back. He was sacked 40 times. I'm not even going to tell you how many times he was pressured, but he was sacked 40 times. In 2 weeks, he was sacked 16 to 17 times. 10 times 1 week, 6 or 7 the next. Broken bones in his back. And you telling me with the season already over, he's still playing week 14, 15, 16, 17. You got to be kidding me. And you want to tell me that the Lions ain't going to win nothing until they get rid of Stafford. You have got to be kidding me. Let me ask you this. Name a team that throws their franchise quarterback out there to the wolves like the Detroit Lions. We got people want to defend the stands for Calvin Johnson. Oh, they did him dirty. They should have paid him. Blah, 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 blah. See, that's a contract situation. Let's talk about what is it called when you put your best player on the field knowing that he's hurt. What is that called, people? What is that called? What is it called when you look up and you realize that they're trying to defend you, but they really did was expose themselves? Okay? They exposed themselves. Now, here's the problem I have with this, people. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the Lion media that's ticking me off. But this story really hit a nerve with me. The season was lost. It was over. You knew he had broken bones in his back, and you still tossed him out there. And you didn't just toss him out there, you tossed him out there and refused to run the ball. That's what's even worse. You tossed him out there with a line that you know had more injuries than you can imagine, and you tossed him out there. But yet, I got fans who will tell you that, oh, well, he out there, he still got to play. Let me go back a little bit. Jim Caldwell, in a playoff game, in a season where Stafford was getting mentioned to be a MVP for the league, break some fingers on his throwing hand. And in that first playoff game, Jim Caldwell had him throw the ball 45 times. Let me go back a little bit. He had broken fingers on his throwing hand, and Jim Caldwell had him throw the ball 45 times. You want to know why Luke G defends Matthew Stafford? It's because I have watched the evidence of a poor coached, poorly ran team. It is ridiculous. I don't care if Matthew Stafford himself said he can go. You think about this for a minute, people. You think a guy who had a dislocated shoulder and came in and still completed a pass, you're going to keep him out of the game? This is about something bigger. This is about something bigger. I got fans telling Matthew Stafford why his wife is going through brain surgery, Get out there and do your job. You make millions of dollars. And you wonder why I defend Matthew Stafford. Well, here's why. When you're surrounded by incompetence, yet you're still performing, I will defend you. When people say you can't and then you do, I will defend you. When people hate you based on results that are not actual, i.e. quarterback record, I will defend you. I can't defend Tony Romo. I can't defend these quarterbacks who have had a running game, who has had an offensive line, who has had receivers and tight ends. I can't defend you. But I can defend the guy who somehow keep performing. And to find out that not only is he performing, he's performing at a level that many people say was a down year for him. Because he didn't throw for 4,000 yards. You know who else didn't throw for 4,000 yards, people? Mitchell Trubisky. Which brings me to my next point. Why is Mitchell Trubisky getting so much love? Look at the fan base of the Chicago Bears and how they give love to Mitchell Trubisky. And ask yourself as a Lions fan, why are you not giving that same love to your own quarterback here in Detroit, who apparently had an organization that sent him out there with broken bones in his back as he got sacked repeatedly, time after time after time. Okay, you want to talk about something? Let's talk about that. Don't come telling me that the problem is the quarterback. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that it's all these other things. The problem is the organization that allows it. Yeah, and that means I got beef with Bob Quinn. I got beef with Matt Patricia. And whoever knew that he had broken bones in his back and let him go back out there because he said he can play, knowing that the season was over. Yeah, we got beef. Why? Because that's ridiculous. At what point do you protect the player? See, there's this old saying, people. Sometimes, just sometimes, you have to protect the person from themselves. Matthew Stafford is one of those people. You think he was going to let a broken back keep him out of a game? Nope. But you know who could have kept him out of a game? Matt Patricia could have. You know who else could have kept him out of a game? Bob Quinn could have. And at the very least, you know who could have kept him out of a game? The Ford family. Martha Ford herself. What was he playing for? Heck, just go to week 17. Why is he out there? He got broke bones in his back. So either one or two things happen. One, they attempted to try to make it look like, oh, he's a tough guy. You ain't got to tell real Matthew Stafford fans that. You got to tell the haters who don't understand football and who can't understand the basic concept that he has not had what he needs to be a winner. Okay? But please don't come in my comic section and tell me about no Matthew Stafford. Don't do it. Okay? I got a lot of things to touch on, and I'm going to try to get to them, but let's get this thing right here clear. We got one quarterback who flat out said he was told not to audible. We got another quarterback who was playing with a broken back, or at least broken bones in his back. Okay? So please don't tell me anything about Matthew Stafford. Don't come in here telling me what Stafford and I don't want to hear it. Miss me with that. If you don't believe the facts, go and look at Positively Detroit 9071's video about how Stafford's better than Dak Prescott and come talk to me. Because that's facts. That young man over there spitting facts. And we got fans who won't support the quarterback of a team that really ain't got much going on and had the audacity to send him out there with broken bones in his back. Meanwhile, over the pond, here go the Bear Nation embracing Mitchell Trubisky, who, by the way, didn't throw for 4,000 yards. In fact, he had the lowest yardage of all the QBs in NFC North. Here's another fact. He was sacked 25 times last season. 25 times he was sacked. He getting all the love and praise. That defensive run game carried them. And he gets all the praise. Meanwhile, right here in our own city, our own backyard, we can't praise a dude who went out there with broken bones in his back and played for this team. Yeah, I'm going to defend him. Let me move on because I'm getting irritated just thinking about it. Let's talk about these Green Bay Packers for a moment. Okay? So Aaron Rodgers already got beef with the head coach. This is good news to me as a Lions fan. I mean, this right here is clear cut. Let's talk about this because we know we gonna hate on Matthew Stafford, but we gonna praise Aaron Rodgers. So he had problems with Mike McCartney, and he had problems with him with the play calling because he wants to be able to call the plays, which brings me to my point. He was allowed to call the plays once they fired the head coach, and they still didn't win. Funny how that works. How about this? He said in the past he used to make his own plays up. Their record never got higher than, I believe, than 11-5 or something like that. I mean, let's be honest about this. But why is this news for us Detroit Lions fans? Well, let me just tell you why. The first reason is you got a new head coach with a new offensive coordinator, new receivers, new tight ends, new everything, and you are here beefing with the head coach about him not letting you change plays at the line of scrimmage. You are here complaining about these little minute things. Keep on arguing with your head coach, Aaron. Keep on. Because at some point, it can't be the coach. Maybe, just maybe it might be the quarterback in this case. What are you mad about? Could you imagine if Matthew Stafford had the galls to come out and call out the Detroit Lions organization and all the things that's wrong with it, the coaching and everything? Aaron Rodgers did it, and it still ain't working for him. That's what you fans want to see. It still ain't working for him. But this is good news for us, people. If the quarterback and the head coach not on the same page, and he's got beef with the offensive coordinator, they already got all kind of problems going because he wants to be able to call plays. What a beautiful thing. He talks about who did it. Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. He said he thinks that Patrick Mahomes can do it. But his thing is the people who do it and are familiar with it should be allowed to do it. Nah, keep that offense restricted because what he's complaining about is the same thing that Matthew Stafford probably should be complaining about, which is, I got to do what they tell me to do. Nonetheless, this is good news for us. So let me keep an eye on this because I want to see how much beef they're going to have with each other. Okay? Anytime they beefing, I'm happy. All right? So the fact that Aaron Rodgers thinks that he should be allowed to do what he want when he want, and then he goes out and get a huge contract. And get upset when he ain't got nothing. Miss me with it. Miss me. Matter of fact, throw a curveball and let it just swing around me like that, like the Bullets do on Wanted. You feel me? I ain't buying it, bro. Here's what I can tell you. If the Green Bay Packers got this kind of turmoil, and I told people this before, wait till Aaron Rodgers get irritated with the play calling for real and start going rogue. You think that young head coach who ain't got no coaching experience gonna come in and bench Aaron Rodgers? Nope. What does that mean for us Detroit Lions fans? More turmoil means that, hey, more distractions for them, better for us. All right? Which brings me to my next point. The Detroit Free Press, Sean Windsor. Yeah. I'm getting real sick of this stuff, man. I really am. And what's getting on my nerves is this, man. Sean Windsor said the Detroit Lions deserve to be on Hard Knocks so we can see them squirm. So we can see the ins and the outs of them and see how pathetic they are so they deserve to go through it. Do you realize that the best record since 2015 on Hard Knocks was 9-7? and that team got exited on the first playoff game? You realize that? Everybody else was below 500. For some of y'all who don't know what 500 mean, they won 8-8. They was 7-9 or something like that. In this case, most of them were 5-11, 6-10. He had a few 4-12s in there, but nonetheless, it happens. But here's my point I'm trying to make. You know, and he says it in his article, that it's a huge distraction for a team to be on a Hard Knocks. But yet he wants the Lions to be on there to squirm. Why? I understand why Mike Valenti is frustrated. They tried to get him fired. But Sean Windsor, tell me, why are you frustrated? Why do you want to see them on there and squirm? What is the thinking behind that? What's the logic behind that? I'm having a hard time understanding this logic. That you want to see the team that represents this city, this state, and the NFL squirm and fail. Why? What they do to you? Did they try to get you fired? Tell me something. Tell me something that's tangible. Something that I can work with. Talk to me. Now, it's going to be some people who going to come in here and say, well, he's right. Come on, Luke, you can't get mad at me until the Lions win something. How they gonna win something when you putting your best player on the field with broken bones in his back? How they gonna win something when you telling your quarterback don't audible? How you gonna win something when you have a head coach who comes in here and beats all teams that have a losing record and never have a 100-yard rusher? Come on, man. Wake up, people. Wake up. I'm a little slow to a lot of things, but I'm not slow to simple, open facts that are provided to you in your face. In your face. You got a local writer. Everybody is sitting up there doing it. You got people talking about the odds of the Lions just making the playoffs is low. Just making them to the playoffs is low. Let me tell you something. If I'm a betting man, and I am, I wouldn't have bet you that if the over and under is 6, you need to take the over. If the over and under is 7, you need to take the over. One thing about Vegas is Vegas ain't in the business of losing money. So why would Vegas think to put out there that the Lions won't get more than 6 wins? Maybe it's because Vegas know that people are going to be dumb enough to take that bet. And guess what? They'll win because the Lions will win more games than that. So the proof is in the pudding. But the thing that I want you to focus on tonight, man, is the following. Okay? The Detroit Lions have been doing players dirty for a while. And it ain't just them. It's a lot of NFL organizations that just ain't had the information come out. Okay? It comes out well after because they want to be a part of the teams and be ambassadors. Okay? That's why Michael Irvin will rap the Dallas Cowboys till he died, because he know if he say the truth, he gonna be on the outs. And don't nobody remember Michael Irvin for nothing more than being a receiver on the Dallas Cowboys. Okay? On top of that, I want you to take this away from it. The quarterback you got is who you have. And he's a really good one. And the fact that he was sent out there in a bunch of meaningless games trying to help improve our draft stock with broken bones in his back is ridiculous. And the last thing I want to leave you with is former Detroit Lion Josh McCown retired. You know what I found funny about his retirement? He played 16 years. Never been much good of anything. Just not even meh. Played on 10 different teams. And he gets a farewell send-off like he was a good backup or something. I can't, man. I can't. Listen, man. Let me get off this mic, because if I keep going, we gonna have problems, man. And I can't take it no more. I can't. Y'all talk to me, man. Tell me, am I wrong? Did anything I say tonight sound strange or wrong? I think it's It's very telling that the Green Bay Packers picked up Michael Roberts because all they want to know is, hey, what's going on over there? And what better way than to get information than to get a disgruntled person that you just traded, and after the trade failed, you cut. Michael Roberts probably over there singing like a songbird. Yeah, on this play right here, they gonna do this. And on this play right here, they gonna do that. And on this play right here, ooh yeah, he gonna sneak right here. And you know what they gonna do after they get all that information? They gonna cut him and put him on practice squad. They gonna cut him and put him on practice squad, as they should. Because when you see a sucker, you should lick it. And that's what he is, a sucker. They gonna extract all the information they can about this team out of this one tight end. And all he gonna be able to do is get them information from KFC. Because they implemented their new stuff, but we got a whole lot of months ahead of us for them to put in some other stuff. So just keep this in mind for a moment, people. Before you start to get on somebody's head and judge them, just think for a second. Who's really pulling the strings? Who's really in control of all of this? And why are you really upset? For some of y'all, him playing with a broken back don't matter. And I know this because most of y'all didn't care if he was out trying to spend time with the missus when she had the surgery, even though he still showed up like he was supposed to. And for the other group, y'all ain't gonna want to agree with it because it's about the results. Let's not forget that. And oh, before I forget this, because I know I have a short memory, Darius Slay trying to play these games, talking about he ain't gonna show up to training camp, or time will tell, huh? Alright, Darius, go ahead. Don't show up. You see, you can still be traded. Now, I'm all for you getting paid, Darius. I really am. But I don't know who gave you the advice they gave you, because you got 2 years left. And the Lions ain't thinking about you. So, don't show up. Cool. Still love you, the player. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure you get right and go out there and support your teammates. That's the most important thing. You still got 2 years on the deal. And that time's time to short a deal. But that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Please go over into my description and click on the link and join DoseOfDion 2.0. He was hacked. And support that young man. And as always, people, don't let me be the authority on this stuff. I'm just giving you some facts. That's why I leave you with this great piece of advice. Don't be no chump. Please do your research.